Capricorn, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Capricorn sun, moon, and rising sign. And it is your reading, so please apply all of these energies that I'm describing, however I describe them. Apply them to how they fit in your life and where they resonate. It is your reading. There's always an extended reading that I hope that you'll join me for, and that's going to be really in-depth and very detailed and specific. So I do hope to see you there. Those links are in the description box below as well. I will pin them to the top of the comment section for your convenience. This message comes to you at the time that it's supposed to come to you. That's why I don't put dates on my reading, because even though the astrology is very date specific, that's when the pebble hits the pond. When it radiates out and when that wave reaches you, who knows? It's based on your life and your energy and when you're ready to receive it. So if you see this video 6 seconds after it drops, 6 months after it drops, 60 years after it drops, God willing, if YouTube is still around, that's when it's supposed to come to you. It's when it arrives. I will sprinkle the astrology throughout this reading. We will, of course, go into the astrology. But we're going to dig into your current situation and unravel it so you'll understand what's going on, why it's happening. Whatever cards come out for the past, it will have direct impact on what's going on here. Whatever comes up from the past is because that is why something is happening now. And then we'll move on to the future. Okay, so we got one, okay, we got one card out, and I'm definitely going to show you the cards. Just let me... Oh, all of a sudden now they come out. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Lots coming in. Lots coming in. You're dealing with a very, very prideful person. You may be something, your pride could be headbutting. There is an opposition to the moon, so there is a different way of looking at things. This could also be headbutting going on within the family or with a maternal figure. But ultimately, it's just your pride, your ego, and your emotions are clashing. Which one do I believe in? Which one is correct? Which is right? Which is wrong? And there's no answer, because the truth is they're both right and they're both capable of being wrong. They both are what they are. The ego is your persona, what you desire to be, what you want to be, your life purpose, and what you put out there. And the moon, your emotions, are what you really are. The problem is, or what you feel, or what is instinctual to you, even what is to some degree primal in you. And so Capricorn, there is conflict between those two things at the start of this week. As we move on through the week, you'll see a couple of headbutts and run-ins with the moon. So that will continue to be a pattern throughout this week of my feelings, what I feel, what I love, what I care about, versus what I want, what I desire, what's important to me. Those things can clash sometimes, and that's what you're really hashing out this week. It's a main challenge for you. Now, you could also be duking it out with somebody in your life, in which case there is a very prideful, egotistical person that is in your life. They don't have to be a Leo. They could be a Leo, but this could also, once again, represent your ego and the ego itself, and it's upright. So it has integrity and it's respectful, and there's goodness here, but it doesn't mean it's not going to clash with another aspect of you, which is your emotions and how you feel. It's like what I want, what I desire, how I want people to see me. It's clashing with, maybe on some levels with some of you, what I know is right and what I know is the right thing to do. Let's get into the cards. Okay, so we already have your lion, right? There's your lion right there. And then we have facing up. Set healthy boundaries. Okay, so this is all about the main challenge, confidence. Confidence is your key to be able to know that you can set healthy boundaries. There's some tender emotions here that are weighing you down and burdening you, maybe because you felt like you couldn't let them out or that they weren't important. So there is a need this week to set particularly healthy boundaries, especially around people externally who have a lot of confidence. Now, just because somebody has confidence doesn't mean they're egotistical or that they're trying to bully you. It's not the same thing. And you know this too, and the truth is I could be talking about you. It could be that you have a shit ton of confidence and people are accusing you of being the bully, when in reality, you're making the decisions like this because you know what you want. You know, it's like, don't say that I'm being egotistical just because I'm confident. Confident and arrogance are very different things. There's a sense of I'm certain. That's why I'm taking the lead. That's why I'm moving forward. That's why I am so strong in this position or in my my belief in this. But there's somebody here that feels crushed. There's somebody here that feels like their boundaries are being smacked and pattered all over the place. Leave your comments below this video and let me know, is it you or is it somebody else you're dealing with? I think that if it's you, you'll know this right away. And then the challenge will be to confront that outside force or that outside person and realize they're not trying to be egotistical. They're not trying to even take over. They're in the lead just because they're ready. They're prepared. They have confidence. And in a lot of ways, there's somebody to admire and learn from, which is how I think that you could kind of solve the conflict between you and them this week. Or if it is somebody if it is you and you're the one filled with the confidence and filled with the certainty and filled with the knowing, there is somebody, know this, and there will be conflicts with this person, whiny, weepy, emotional, and passive aggressive. I'm just let you know this right now because that's what the moon is bringing to you. It's because they feel dominated. It's because they feel like you're treading all over them. You are not. So this is not like guilt trip, Capricorn, you're evil. No, that's not what this is. This is 100% that this is how they are feeling. And it's usually because somebody doesn't feel in control of their own lives and hasn't had the strength and courage to set their own boundaries. Now, that is not your responsibility. In fact, you cannot learn that for them. You cannot do that for them. That is something that they have to do for themselves. But if you want to know why somebody is acting really reactionary to you, it is 150% because they feel completely and totally walked all over by your confidence. There's nothing that you need to change. There's just something that you need to know. And that is why they're reacting that way. So if you want to have an open, honest conversation about it, you can and you should, right? But there's just that sense of somebody sort of playing the, you know, don't bully me. I was like, listen, make up your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the confidence person's fault. And I think it'll be harder for you if you're the one that feels like you're getting stepped all over. It'll be harder for you. It's going to be harder for the person who feels like they're getting stepped all over, because the truth is, this is the position they've chosen to take for some reason, you know, like the victim, right? It's like that victim mentality. And how do you get somebody to see how that's, I don't know, even if it's worked for them in the past, it's still lame. I'm not fucking saying it. I'm just getting fucking lame. Watch and wait, and spirit has your back. So this is Piscean energy, just being really open and receptive and even compassionate, maybe even psychic to a certain degree. Patience. Maybe you've been feeling the vibes that have been coming, but that's what I want to say about this. It's almost like, in some ways, you got to just let whatever's acting upon you be what it is and let it play out and wait for it to sort of catch up to itself. Like I said, this is not a situation that you can control or do anything about, which will also pose another challenge for you this week, because when there is a problem, you like to go about fixing it. And things cannot always be fixed by you. Sometimes the only way to fix stuff is let somebody figure it out for themselves. It doesn't mean that you're not caring. It's almost meaning that you have faith, because Pisces is also the energy of faith. Have faith in their journey. Have faith that they'll be strong enough to realize what's going on. And then spirit has your back, which means you are blessed. You are confident. You are in a leadership position. You should take the lead. You are certain. There will be a level of confidence here. And so, yeah, like God is on your side. I don't know how else to say it. God is definitely on your side. This could also be the government in some ways. I don't know what's happening there, but there's sort of legal. There could be legal things that are adding up in your favor, which somebody is starting to feel really scared about. They're starting to react and be really reactionary. So if you're signing contracts or any kind of contract, whether personal or professional, there is a sense of somebody is passive aggressively not really telling you how much this is scaring them, which is why they're feeling so bullied, because they can't get it out in words. If this person's a Pisces, I'll tell you right now, we're going to get into this card. Let me show it to you first. If this person is a Pisces or any kind of water sign, let me tell you, us water signs, emotional, baby. And sometimes we don't have the words. And I know that that really frustrates air signs. God bless you. And I'm sure it frustrates earth signs as well. We don't have the words. You know, we're just so much emotion, and the emotion overwhelms us, and we don't know how to necessarily put it into words. And so the only way that you really can deal with the situation is, particularly if you're dealing, I mean, they might not be a water sun sign, right? But they might be very watery in their chart. So let's put it this way, if you're dealing with a very emotional person, the reason why they're not articulating what they feel to you is because they don't know how to put it into words. They don't know what to say to you. They don't even really know how to intellectualize their feelings right now. They just got to be a sloppy emotional mess and come back around and work through it themselves and figure out, like, where was that all coming from? Once again, not something you can do for them, and definitely probably going to cause some frustration, distraction, and delays. Especially if it's going on in your personal life, it could impact your professional life. If it's going on in your professional life, it will impact your personal life. This is something to just be aware of, because it's in your environment. It's going to impact your energy. In the past, this was coming up. So number one, this is very manipulative energy. It means that somebody's pulling strings from the inside. And that's kind of what I was feeling when I saw this. Now, I don't always get this vibe from this card. This card comes up in different combinations, right? So it's not this card. It's the vibe coming off of the meaning that I'm picking up right now, which is, I don't feel strong in the presence of somebody who's really strong. So I'm just going to be like, until I get my way, without ever having to be strong. And I'll tell you right now, that's not going to help nobody if you just let that person behave like that. Now, I don't mean you have to be mean or that you're even in a position to discipline a motherfucker, but you can, all of us, every day, Capricorn, are in positions to discipline others just by setting boundaries. Actually, and this comes back around to you, nobody has to be where you are. They don't have to be ready, and they don't have to be ready to talk. That is having to respect where they are. But also respect what you are. Respect who the fuck you are, and the fact that you got to get shit done. And just because it makes them feel bad doesn't mean anything bad is actually happening to them. And if they want to be manipulative, they can go play with themselves in a corner, because you ain't got time for that shit right now. You don't. I'm just saying, there's energy that's trying to delay your ass because it can't keep up. And it's kind of like, nah, bitch, you don't get stronger that way. I'm over here, you know, nobody's gonna break my stride. Nobody's gonna slow me down. I'm running and I won't slow down. I got to keep on moving. And you do. You've got to keep on moving. And it's not about throwing dust into somebody's face. It's about making somebody... No, it's not even about somebody else. It's about you. It's about you and your own damn self and your own damn capabilities, and feeling good about them and feeling confident about them, and not letting somebody else make you feel like crap about them. Now, if this is a personal issue, this is a legal issue, it's a little bit more complicated than that, right? If you're dealing with, you know, making decisions or signing contracts, and somebody is already feeling compromised, or that you owe them for something for some reason, it's like, stop. do you want to put something in the contract? Because a contract means we both feel good about this. Not one person has bullied the other. If there's something that's not working, that is a time for you to say, I can't make decisions for you or tell you what to make me put in this contract, but I clearly can see that your vibes are all off and you are not happy with some things here. What do you want to change? Now, if they are able to finally stick up for themselves and tell you what they want to change, now it may not even be a contract as in you're legally signing it, but it's some sort of agreement between two people. Like it could be even an intimate agreement. And you then will get stressed out and have difficulty with what they've told you because you were actually confident, and this is how everything comes full circle. You were confident because you were getting what you wanted. But when you didn't get what you wanted, and lots of times when you're dealing with a passive-aggressive partner or whoever you're interacting with, there is a sense of they will yes you to death, even though they're actually killing themselves to do it. Like, in other words, they'll yes you to their own death, you know, just because they don't have the ability to say what they need to say or set the boundaries where they need to set them. And once they start setting the boundaries, you might get real uncomfortable and be like, but, okay. I thought that you, but weren't, because you want it like that. And they really don't. So these are the conflicts that are coming up. And if you're dealing with somebody emotional, it's because they're actually repressing. It's like they know how happy they've made you by giving you what you wanted, but what you wanted wasn't actually what they wanted. And so there is a sense of pulling strings. And the two of you might be pulling each other's strings, but there is a little bit of marionette work here, you know, maneuvering things. I don't want to say blatant manipulation, but definitely two people who both want what they want, but are also want each other. And this is that conflict. Now, Spirit has your back in the sense it feels like the confidence is definitely in you right now. There's also a sense of maybe something has already been signed. I want to get into a moon card to see how things are going to turn out with this. And as I shuffle, this is a great time for you to like this video. If you've gotten this far, 17 minutes in, you must be enjoying part of it. Please give it a thumbs up and leave your comments below because I definitely want to know what you feel and what you're thinking. That's really important to me. If I wasn't interested in human beings, I wouldn't be interested in astrology. We have this, oh bitch. Confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo, in the past, but it's in reverse. So this is definitely a complete lack of confidence and a failure. Having failed because the confidence failed, because they didn't go after something. This could also be a past that is compromising their ability to have confidence in their situation and with all in their situation with you right now. And that, okay, in intimate relationships, you will have to work through it with your partner. Like that is definitely something you want to support them through because you can't make the past go away. They're the only ones that can, but maybe you can help them. You know, it's like, and plus if you're competing with a ghost from the past, how do you fight a ghost? I don't know, call the Ghostbusters. Bitches don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Some people would argue that ghosts don't exist, but they absolutely exist in the forms of trauma, you know, in the forms of sadness, in the forms of emotions. Emotions are really ghosts, you know, that keep lingering. I feel this way because of what happened to me in the past. It's like, how do I fight that? You address it, you know, and you do it gently and you do it without motive or intent except to help somebody heal. This is an intimate partner. Now, if this is a professional partner, you ain't gonna be all like, you know, can I hold your hand through this shit? But you can be compassionate, you can be tender, and this you'll see for the next couple of weeks. This will be a theme for you that is really gonna help you out. Yeah, there's this past situation that made somebody lose their confidence and feel manipulated. So in a way, it's almost like they do have confidence in you. They're just, they have gone through some shit in the past that is probably for real. And the passive aggressiveness is this coming out. So if somebody can articulate it, now you know, because you watched Born Without Boundaries Tarot reading. This has got to do with something that, an injury from the past that did not heal up. And so what do we do about this? Come on, what do we do about this? Emperor is here, so this is taking care of yourself or having a strong sense of self. It's interesting how curtailing to somebody's fears is not what makes them stronger and not what helps them. And basically, God is reiterating, please believe in yourself. Your confidence is actually what somebody needs right now, not your concessions. Let me say that again. Your confidence is what somebody needs right now, not your concessions. Right? Your concessions are just going to weaken everything. Your confidence about the future and like, dude, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going to sit here and trust and say to you, you can depend on me. I'm just going to be here and be dependable. I'm going to be here and be reliable. And I have been, and that's who I am, you know? So the more you understand see the little circle, the loops, are you dizzy yet? I understand, but it's like loops on a line. You know, it's like there's gonna be ups and downs all week where sometimes you feel right and sometimes you feel wrong. The one through line has got to be your confidence and in your capabilities, and in your loyalty, and in who you are, and in the fact that you're not a shady, shitty person, you know? And if somebody is putting you into position of a shady, shitty person, you can't allow that either. You know what I'm saying? It's your confidence that's going to be your through line. Let's turn this card over. 2 of Wands, not really sure. Really not sure of which direction to go in, or what the next move is. Let's see how I can help you work that out. Please remember to go, if you're interested in joining my live event in March of 2023, please go to the poll that I've posted in my community feed and vote. Tell me, are you going to be joining physically, actually in person, or are you be interested in doing a virtual experience? That would be so cool too. Let me know. And now join me for the extended reading. I will see you guys there.